All right, I'm Wayne, and I'm so glad to be here with you today. You know, some years ago I wrote a book called The Runner, and it was about a guy who was running from God. He really didn't know he was, but that's exactly what he was doing. And you know what? That might be you today. You know, you may be in that position where you're running from God. Maybe it's a situation that happened in church or outside of church or something that happened in your life, but you've decided to go in another direction. Well, I want you to know that you're not alone. And that's why I'm going to be doing a series over the next several weeks on different runners who are in the Bible itself. Because a lot of times we look at the Bible and we think of the Bible that it's a perfect book about perfect people. And yes, we believe that all that's written in the Bible is true, but it's not about perfect people. You see, there's only one perfect person, and that's the Lord himself. The rest of us are humans, and we're subject to running, we're subject to making excuses, we're subject to failing, to falling down, to all of the things that come under being a human. And so I wanted to just show some of these characters in their humanity so that we can see that really we're not that much different. And so I want to talk to you today about a young man. And this young man comes up in the New Testament. And in various versions of the New Testament, they say he's a rich young ruler because he was a person of authority, he was a young man, and he was rich. And so this young man saw Jesus teaching, and he came up to him and he said, "Teacher, teacher." He actually called him good teacher. And he said, "Good teacher, tell me, what can I do to inherit eternal life?" And Jesus turns it around on him a little bit and he says to him, "Well, first of all, why do you call me good? There's only one person who's good, and that's the Father who's in heaven." But Jesus plays with him a little bit, and he says to him, "Well, if you'd like to receive eternal life, have you kept the commandments? You know, don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, all those kinds of things." And the guy's happy. He says, yeah. Thank God. I've done all those things. I've kept all those things since I've been a little boy. So I'm good, right? So Jesus knows the heart of this young man. Jesus knows where his real love is and where his real heart is, right? And so Jesus says to him, "Okay, here's the last thing that you have to do in order to have eternal life. Take all of your possessions, all of your goods, and give it to the poor. Then you'll have treasure in heaven. And then come and follow me." And in different accounts of this in the Bible, it says that the man actually walked away from Jesus sad because he had so many possessions that he couldn't walk away from. And so, my friend, there are many different reasons why we may make that option and take that option of walking away. You know, in the case of this man, we never hear from him again in the Bible. And I always felt like it was such a sad story. Because here he was in touch with the living God. And he had an opportunity to learn what it would mean to really be a disciple. Not to necessarily give all of his possessions away, but to learn what it meant not to let his possessions, right, have possession of him. And so he walked away from the living God. My friend, I don't know where you are today, but I'm telling you, the Lord is calling your name, and he's speaking to you, and he says, no matter what your possessions are, whether you're rich like this young man, or maybe you're not even sure how you're going to make that rental payment next week, the Lord is looking for you. And this is a big old world, but it's not that big to where you can outrun God. And so, my friend, I hope you enjoyed that word. Just know that the Lord is looking for you. He's seeking for you. He loves you. And he has an amazing plan for your life. All you've got to do is, unlike this man, is just say yes. All right. I wish you God's richest blessing, and I'll see you on the next video.